Hello everyone, my name is Josio and I'm making this video to talk about my COVID-19 experience. Yes, COVID. I got infected with COVID-19 about 2 weeks ago and I did not have the most pleasant experience. That's why I want to talk about it to maybe give some, I don't know, give a background as into what happens to you and how it progresses. Now, in my specific case, I'm gonna describe my symptoms day by day, but I feel that mine, like, it could have been a lot worse. But I tried taking care of myself, and I did try resting as much as possible inside my house. But it did feel at certain times that things were gonna go really bad. But I'm a lot better now. That's why I'm making this, and I didn't want to make this video before feeling good, because you never know. So to start off, my first symptom was fatigue. I got home from work and I was feeling really tired, so I slept all night. And then when I woke up in the morning, I also slept. So the following day, on day number 2, after I got infected, I started developing this small cough that was coming from within. When I say that it was coming from within, I mean like it felt like it was coming directly from my lungs, not necessarily from here, your throat area, right? And I didn't think much of it until the following day. So now we're talking about day 3. During day 3, the cough increased and I started getting a fever. So I had bought this at the beginning of the year because I knew it was gonna come in handy at one point or another. And I started using it on myself. So my fever was like, I don't think it ever passed 100. It was 100 or maybe 99 for the most part. But I knew that my regular temperature is around 97. So that was, to me, that was a wake up call as into what I had. And now by day 3, I had an idea that this was possibly COVID. So I ended up going to get tested. So day number 3, I had gone to get my test and I was waiting for my test. Now, when day 4 came around, I started having chills and it was a lot of body ache. That's not normal within, at least for me, getting body aches and like having like pain in different areas of the body was also something different that I typically don't get with the regular flu. So that was something else that I was having. Also, going from day number 4 to day number 5, I did have this issue that I haven't seen on any of the forums that I read about COVID. I basically, my eyes got swollen. So they got really big. It felt like I had like a rock in between my eyelid and my eye. So I went online and started looking up like symptoms and, what to do in case this happens. So I saw a lot of like similarities with pink eye, and I saw this really good post about a guy that he was talking about how he got rid of it in one day. So his solution was that warm up some water with salt and rinse your eyes with that water as long as it's not too hot for it to burn. But it did help out. The next day I woke up good. My eyes were better, but I was still sick. And then I'll say day 8, well, anywhere from like day 5 to day 9, the symptoms were similar. It was just basic body, it was fever, body ache, and cough. Those are the 3 main ones, and fatigue, right? But yeah, like around day 9, I just got really bad. And in that morning, I woke up feeling really good. Like I was feeling great. As a matter of fact, I was already telling my friends and family members that I was already starting my recovery from COVID. But then as the hours progressed to the nighttime, that's when I started coughing a lot harder and I started having these really bad headaches. And not to mention that within this time, I had already lost my smell and I had already lost my taste. I didn't lose them completely. Smell I did, but for my taste, I lost about 80%. I was still able to taste somewhat food, but it did not taste the same. Smell completely gone. Like I remember, like I couldn't smell the trash. I couldn't smell anything. So I started putting things like to my nose to see if I could smell them. I couldn't smell them. Um, yeah, so I got scared. I'm not gonna lie. That same night, I couldn't go to sleep because I was having this cough attacks that will come in, and I will keep on coughing, 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 and it will just make it worse. And then at this point, I was already having shortness of breath. So I was breathing, right, like you typically would, but my lungs were not taking as much air as they normally do. So that was something scary, you know, it was like halfway there. So I started breathing faster, which like I think that created like it triggered something on me to get even more worried. So I started like doing like having like little panic attacks out of anxiety, right? So I was breathing like this. It was fast. So by doing that, I also triggered my anxiety, and I think that they didn't help each other out. It just kept on getting worse after that. So that same morning, I'm talking about day 10 or day 11, I got up and I went straight to the hospital. So when I got there, they did an X-ray on my lungs to see if I had developed something like pneumonia, and they also took my vitals, and they checked my oxygen levels. So no pneumonia came out on the X-ray screens, and my vitals were good, and my oxygen levels were good. So they let me go. They didn't give me any medicine, prescribe me anything, but they did say to go back if the symptoms got worse. So I rested up for another 2 days, and now we're talking about day 14, maybe day 15, and slowly the tickle that I had here started going away, but it did take time. I'm not gonna lie, like it's probably the main thing that I would advise people is to not rush into feeling better, because this is not your regular virus or your regular disease that you get affected with. Typically within a week you start feeling better, or you already have the symptoms of recovery. With this, it was already day 13, 14, and I was still feeling bad. So that itself psychologically it affects you. So it makes you think that this is not going to stop, that you're going to keep on getting worse, worse, and worse. So you start thinking of the worst case scenario, right? So I was thinking that maybe my lungs were not, functioning the way they should, and that I wasn't improving, even though I was taking my medicine and I was resting at home. And again, like it sucks to be inside your room all day and night. So that was something else that people might not talk about, the psychology aspect behind it, because yes, you are sick, you feel like shit, you don't want to do much, you're tired, but at the same time mentally it's not like I took 2 weeks off to work on a project, or I used that time to improve something, like I started reading a book or something along those lines. That did not happen, guys. I did not improve in any way. I stopped my trading. I i was just focused on surviving this. It might sound like I'm exaggerating, but it was that serious. I went to the hospital. Why? Because I was scared. I thought that this was not normal, what was happening with me. So my main focus was feeling better every single day. So I took notes of all this stuff, how I was feeling, why I was feeling a certain way, when. So everything was noted down just to keep track, a log of how this disease, this virus, it affects you on a daily basis. But I would say this: it does affect you psychologically if you can't handle being by yourself in a room and not being able to see your friends and your family members. And now we're talking about, this is day 15 probably, and I'm starting to look better. I'm starting to feel better, and I'm going to get tested in about 2 days. So hopefully, this is the end of it. I'm breathing better. My my shortness of breath, it's back to regular how it used to be. I'm not having headaches. I'm not having any type of flu-like symptoms other than the cough that you guys heard right now. But it was difficult for the last 2 weeks. Um, Again, I'm just gonna summarize everything that I had. So, started off with fatigue, fever, chills, body aches, headaches. The headaches come from here. So my friend was telling me that he felt that the headaches were coming because he wasn't able to breathe correctly through his nose. So the headache will go in, like, they will start here because he was having those issues. I personally didn't have that. My lips also got like really cut up. They're really dry. So, but I mean that goes hand in hand with you not drinking enough fluids, and again the virus taking a lot of the fluids from you. Um, I also had the fever that I mentioned to you guys. That comes and goes. Like, it typically at night, that's when you get really warm. During the day, it tends to go away. But for me at least, it was happening every night. So maybe it was because of the medicine I was taking, or overall, it was just, the virus tends to work at night, or your body tends to work at night to, I don't know, heal itself or repair anything that needs. Yeah, so like I was telling you guys, most of my pain from the body aches was coming from my stomach section. Sometimes I will get them here in my chest as I will breathe in. Like, I had this sharp pain coming from this section or over here. Sometimes it was coming from my back. So it was all over the place. Even when I went to the doctor, I mentioned to them that I had like this really bad pain here. Like, I had popped something along this area. And there's just, they blamed it on the body aches. So I feel better, it did recover, so I don't think it was anything serious. But it could feel like it's something serious, right? Like, if it's a really bad pain that's specifically in one location that's not going away compared to the other type of pains that you have, that's when I got worried. Because again, my biggest fear is worry, right? Fear, not knowing what's gonna happen. And that was it's kind of like a recap of everything that happened to me. And again, keep in mind, I'm a 29-year-old. For the most part, I am healthy. I consider myself healthy. I was running every other day, doing 3 miles. On top of that, I was taking care of myself because I've been trying to lose weight. Did I lose weight? I lost more weight than what I expected to lose. So to give you guys an idea, I went from probably being 205 or 205 to being 197. Like, I weighted myself today and I was 197. So a good 8 to 10 pounds lost just in the virus before counting any of the exercise that I did. So for the most part, I was only eating one meal a day because this virus makes you feel like you can't eat. Like, it takes away your hunger. And on top of that, remember, you can't taste or smell things. So that itself is not a incentive for you to keep on eating. So I was just eat because I knew that my body needed some type of food for it to slowly recover. So I would eat once a day. And if I ate a little too much, my body will react in the way of me throwing up later on within that same hour. So within the hour, I will start throwing up. And it wasn't even the food. I wasn't even throwing up the food. I was throwing up phlegm. And this started happening like after day 10, 11. And I feel that was a sign of recovery because I didn't have any type of phlegm throughout this whole COVID period. But towards the end, that's when I started getting more phlegm, and it was coming, like, it felt like it was coming directly from here. It's not the type of phlegm that comes down your throat and you spit it out. It was coming from here or my stomach. So that's something else that I had, like, that I will pay attention to. But that only lasted 2 to 3 days, and no more phlegm. So again, 29-year-old, pretty healthy, got hit this bad with COVID. I can just imagine now people that have diseases or that are older or that they don't have a good immune system. I can see how bad this can affect them. So I'll be the first one to admit it. I was one of the main advocates that I wasn't so sure about the mask, and I hated them. I'm being honest. Like, I will take it off whenever I had the chance, even at work. So to me, to go through this whole thing with COVID, it did change my mind about why we should be wearing masks. And I accept my mistake. It does matter, not necessarily because you're the healthy person, because again, I felt that I was healthy and I got hit this bad. It's more for the people around you that might not be able to fight this virus like you are. And sad to say it, I did not think like that. And again, that was my fault, and I take out full responsibility for it. And that's probably the reason why I even got sick, because I wasn't taking care of myself, and I didn't think that it was gonna get this bad. But that's the reason why we're talking about this today, because it is something serious. The people, and I'm gonna give the other side of the coin too. The people that tend to believe that this is fake, or that it's not real, or it's not as serious as people make it seem, are probably the people that haven't experienced that haven't gotten sick themselves, or that haven't had a family member that's sick, this or that got as sick as, you know, the people that are really sick. So when you're not seeing it and you're not experiencing it yourself, it's really hard for you to say, oh yeah, this is the real deal. You know, that people are getting really bad, or people are going to the hospital because they can't breathe. They think it's an exaggeration, but take it from me, guys, I wasn't able to breathe. It was scary. Yeah. Let me give you guys an idea. Is, you know, when you go run and you finish doing your mile, your 2 miles, 3 miles, and your body's recovering, it's gasping for air because you ran fast, so it slowly starts coming back to you. Well, that's how it feels to have shortness of breath. It's like you ran, right, but you didn't run, and your body's asking for extra air to come in. On top of that, another example would be going up my stairs. I live on the 2nd floor, so to go up these stairs, it would take away my energy. I was tired after coming up, especially if I was holding an item or carrying something. That itself made it even harder. So I will get to the very top and breathe hard. I was like, damn, what the fuck's going on? You know, and same thing going down the stairs. I will lose my energy. So, or finishing up a sentence. Right now I'm speaking to you guys, right? I couldn't finish a complete sentence without breathing for air twice. So I will talk like this. I don't feel that good. You know, take my time explaining what I'm doing, because again, I needed to breathe. And that's it. I just wanted to give you guys my perspective about COVID and how it affected me. Just to give you guys a background, I'm from LA, I'm 29, consider myself healthy, and I was not taking care of myself like I should. And that's the reason why I ended up like this. And well, thank you for watching. This will be the last of it. Hopefully things get a lot better from this point forward. Let's stay positive. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We do talk about stocks. That's the main thing that we talk about. We talk about technical analysis and stocks. So if you're interested in the stock market and learning how to read the stock market the way we do, I highly recommend you to watch all of our videos. They're really informative, and they are designed for people that are beginners, that are just learning the subject for the very first time. I am, for the most part, I'm the main person that explains all this stuff to you guys. And if you guys have any recommendations, any subjects that you guys would like me to talk about, feel free to comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Zero Dinar Investment Group. Thank you for watching.